friends, so in this video I'm going to show you how to multiply whole numbers times fractions with models. So to start, we're going to do 5 times 1/3. And so I just want us to talk about how we can say this problem or how we can picture it before we even start working. So we know that with multiplication we're talking about groups of. So we're having 5 groups of 1/3. Okay, and of course with it's math, so there are multiple ways to do things. So I'm going to start with picture models, and then we'll also do number line models. So I know that 5 wholes would look like this, and so I'm going to draw rectangles to represent my 5. Okay, there's 3, 4, and 5. So there's my 5 wholes. Okay, so that's 5. Now I need 1/3 of each of those. So I'm going to split each whole into 3 equal pieces, just like this. And then how many do you think I'm going to shade in each one? I'm going to shade 1 of each one because that's my numerator for this second factor here. Okay, so I'm going to shade 1 of each. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. Okay, so now I can just count what is shaded: 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. So 5/3 are shaded. So my product is 5/3. Of course, I need to simplify that. I know that 3 times 1 is 3, and then I have 2 left over. So my answer is 1 2/3. So 5 groups of 1/3 is 5/3, or 1 2/3. So that's one model that we could use. We could also use a number line. And so I'm going to show you how we would do this same problem, but on a number line. Okay. So I'm going to set up my number line. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, make it a little longer to get all the way to 5. Okay. Now, I didn't have to quite make it that large, but I just wanted you to be able to see what we're doing. So we need to partition this number line into thirds because that's the fraction that we're dealing with. Okay. So there's 3 pieces between each whole. Okay, and so now I'm going to do 5 groups of 1/3. So first I'm just going to hop 1/3. So first, if this is 0, this would be 1/3, 2/3, and then 1 would be equivalent to 3/3. So if you want to label your number line as you go, that would also be helpful. So I'm going to hop 5 1/3. So there's 1 1/3, 2/3, 3 1/3, 4 1/3, and 5 1/3. And as we can see, here's 1 whole. And then so this would be 4/3 and 5/3 right there, which we can also see is equivalent to 1 2/3. So this is how you would solve this problem with a number line. So let's look at another example. So because of the commutative property of multiplication, you can flip those problems. So we said that 5 times 1/3 was 5/3, so we could say 1/3 times 5. And when we see it this way, we can read it as 1/3 of 5. 1/3 of 5 would be 5/3, or 1 2/3. So that's called the commutative property of multiplication, where you can flip-flop your factors and your product stays the same. And so that's helpful sometimes with fractions, just so you can visualize it a little bit differently. The next problem that we're going to do is 4 times 3/4. 4 times 3/4. Okay, so we've got 4 holes in our model. And then how much are we going to shade of each model? We're going to shade 3/4. So I need to split them into fourths. Okay, and so now I'm going to shade 3/4 of each one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So then I can just count my fourths to see what my product is. So 3/4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fourths is my answer. Okay? So now I need to simplify that. 4 will go into 12, we know 3 times evenly. So 4 times 3/4 is 3. Okay, so now let's look at it on a number line. Okay, so I'm going to partition each whole into fourths. Then I'm going to label my number line. So this would be 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, and 12/4. And I just happened to stop here. You could go out as long as you wanted when you're setting up your number line. So now I'm going to do four hops of 3/4. Okay, so 3/4 for my first jump. That's 1. So now I need to hop 3 more 3/4. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 hops. 1 more. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to get me to 3 holes, or 12/4, like we got originally. And so each hop is worth 3/4, and we have 4 of them. Okay, so that's how you use a number line model to answer this problem. And remember, this same problem could have been written this way. And we would read this as 3/4 of 4 is 3. Okay, so that is how you multiply a whole number times a fraction when you are using models. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to multiply fractions times whole numbers without doing a model.